Peace and blessings to the chosen Shalom. First and foremost, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to the Akim pushing the truth with sincerity and charity indeed. We're gonna talk about it, the Odyssey. I went to go see this film. It's gonna be a little bit of a spoiler in here, not too much, but I'm gonna talk about the main things that I saw. Now, according to the original story in the movie, they kind of Hollywooded it a bit. The original story was that he looked back at the Cyclops and professed his name out of pride and arrogance. And in the movie, he didn't do that, but he had a little bit of a pride in him to get his last little lick back. And another thing I noticed is that the whole beginning of the Trojan War itself was because one man, it was about a woman, okay? One man took Helen, he kidnapped Helen. I'm butchering the story a little bit, but to summarize it, the king of Troy, a leader of Troy, kidnapped Helen and started the war, the Trojan War. And one is women, two is pride. That man was being prideful. He believed that woman belonged to him. Okay, he couldn't take the L. He had to just, insert himself. He had to boast himself. He had to. The thing is pride and women. These are the things that'll take you down. All right, and that's what I really get from that story. Okay, but there's a lot of things coming out of that story. For one, humility is another thing, because Odyssey has quoted something. He said, I'm butchering the quote. He said, the best way to see a man is from underneath him, or the clearest view of a man is below him. So he pretended to be a beggar or a low man or someone of lower status to these noblemen to see how they would treat somebody in a less fortunate position than them. And you find out real quick who a person is based off how they treat people they consider inferior to them. Okay, so when you treat somebody who's defenseless or poor, right, like crap, right, it shows how much of a horrible character you are. And it also shows that you have pride, because you wouldn't do that to somebody that you deem superior to you or on an equal level. It shows that you have pride. That's another thing. So Proverbs 29:23, a man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble. And the best scene out of this movie, the best scene out of this movie, I'm not gonna lie to you, was when Odysseus was in that room full of the suitors, and they found out it was him, and they found out they was locked in the room. Bad, bro. That scene was crazy. Well, that and the scene of this dude coming through the door when they did the stealth operation of the Trojan horse, and they opened the doors, and this dude came through looking like Darth Vader, bro. That was the best scene. That took the cake, bro. But this movie is definitely a must see. It is definitely a must see, man. It was deep, but nevertheless, the point being is you would avoid so much trouble in your life. Like, it's a quote, I may post it in the description, but he said 99% of your problems can be eliminated if you can control your mouth, your stomach, and your penis. Being that, hey, you don't boast too much, you don't talk too much about your business. And one of my favorite gospel scriptures is the Matthew 6 that talks about being indiscretion. That Matthew 6 says, when you do alms, do it in secret. Let not thy left hand know what thy right hand do. When you do your praying, your fasting, your meditations, you do everything in secret. So you can control your mouth. People can't ruin what they don't know about. So you don't tell people your plans, right? You don't let your right hand know what your left hand do it. And then you don't boast, because when you do alms and you doing charity, you don't put yourself in a position to look like you, oh yeah, I'm godly, how the scripture talks about how people pray in the middle of the street just to be seen as, oh, he's holy, he high and mighty. Don't be, you know what I'm saying? When you control your appetite, When you fast, it's a discipline of controlling your appetite, your sensation, your instant gratification, your lust, right? And then your penis, right? If you can't keep your legs closed, your eyes closed, if you can't keep your temptation of you know what I'm saying, gotta have it, need it, fiending for it, this is what will get you unalived. You see what I'm saying? So that's a great thing right here. The Proverbs 29 and 23. A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. That's a heavy precept that I can take from out this movie, because a lot of pride gets people unalived and destroyed. All right. Now chasing that woman, that's the next thing behind it. And this is why I say if you can't control your penis, you can't, right? Chasing that woman, Ecclesiastes 7:26. I find more bitter than death the woman. So it's better to die than to deal with these women. It's better to die. It'd be better. It'd be more peaceful. It'd be more constructive. It'd be more feasible. It'd be better financially. It'd be better emotionally, better for your health than to deal with these. I find more bitter than death the woman, whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands is bands. Whoso pleaseth Yahweh shall escape from her. So who pleased the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahweh shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So you're going to get snared into this, all right? You're going to get snared by these women. A real man wouldn't do. Anytime these Western women tell you what a real man would and wouldn't do, you just need to do the opposite of what they talking about. That's the best thing for you, okay? A lot of these women, oh my goodness, bro. A lot of these women are what the Elder Malcolm would call the bottled water that every man has dipped their finger into. All right, when I was in Catholic school, as a kid, well, not Catholic school, but in the Catholic church as a kid, we used to do the communion, right? And the priest would break off a piece of bread, but the cup, it would be one cup with the wine in it, and everybody would wait in line to sip from the cup, and he'll wipe the cup and rotate the cup around. These women are like that communion cup. That's what I think about when I'm thinking about these Western women. They like the communion cup, man. Everybody done put their lips on it, right? Forgive me for my folly, man. But you will save yourself from pestilence, disease. I'm gonna be honest with you. I know people that got chronic diseases because they couldn't leave these hoes alone. Chronic life term. Now I don't believe that these things are something that stay with you for life. You know what I'm saying? I believe there is a way to cure it or a way to get rid of it. But hey, you would be hurt bad dealing with these women, man. They'll give you a gift that keep on giving, or a gift that stay with you for the rest of your life. All right, you have to take these things into account. Pride in women will destroy you quick, right? And then one last thing to bring out, the first Esdras 4 and 13. Then the third, because it was 3 men, and the king had asked, okay, what's the most powerful? The first said, I believe he said it was wealth. Then the second said, I believe he said it was the king himself. Then the third said it was women. So what the third said, then the third, who had spoken of women and of truth, this was Zerubbabel, began to speak. O ye men, it is not the great king nor the multitude of men, neither is it wine. Okay, so the first man, he said wine. I was wrong. He said wine. That's why I said I believe, right? I think it was. So it was wine, and then the king. He says, that excellent, who is it then that ruleth them, or had the lordship over them? Are they not women? Women have borne the king, and all the people that bear rule by the sea and land. Even them came they, and they nourished them up and planted the vineyards, from whence the wine cometh. These also make garments for men. They bring glory unto men. Without women cannot men be. Yeah, if men have gathered together gold and silver, or any other goodly thing, do they not love a woman which is comely in favor and beauty? And letting all those things go, do they not gape, even with open mouth, fix their eyes fast on her, and have not all men more desire unto her than unto silver or gold, or any goodly thing whatsoever? A man leaveth his own father that brought him up in his country, and cleaveth unto his wife. He sticketh not to spend his life with his wife, and remembereth neither father, nor mother, nor country. By this also ye must know that women have dominion over you. Do ye not labor and toil, and give and bring it all to the woman? Yea, a man taketh his sword, and goeth his way to rob and steal, to sail upon the sea and upon the rivers, and looketh upon a lion, and goeth in the darkness, and when he hath stolen and spoiled and robbed, and bring it to his love. Wherefore a man loveth his wife better than a father or mother. Yea, many there be that have run out of their wits for women, and become servants for their sake. Many also have perished, have erred and sinned for women. And that's it. Lord willing, that was edifying. Peace and blessings to the chosen. Shalom.